We're at the Marriott Oceanside. What is it?
Beach.
The
Marriott Harbor
Bonvoy.
Beach Resort.
The Bonvoy here in Fort Lauderdale. The Bonvoy with our boy Samuel Baird Eckholm the first. What I wanted to do all this weekend was, well, besides seeing the air show, is to get a chance to interview my boy Sam, who inspired me partially to make videos.
He finally says it.
And to vlog. So, without further ado, Sam Eckholm, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force.
What's going on?
Can you provide just a little intro about yourself, like what you do, and why we're here in Fort Lauderdale?
Sure, absolutely. So as Cameron said, I am currently a second lieutenant in the Air Force, which, if you don't know the whole rank structure, how that works, it's the bottom of the bottom, but we're on the officer side. So what that means is I graduated from college last May, so I'm not even a year out of college right now. I went to the Air Force Academy, and then commissioned as an officer in the Air Force. So I'm a public affairs officer. So essentially what that means is I tell the Air Force's story. So I get to work with media, do a lot of community outreach and engagement, and really try to just, like I said, write articles, share the word, promote what the Air Force is doing, and kind of just help educate the 99.9% of the United States population that's never served before. This is my very first job. I'm about a year in, and obviously right now I'm in a little bit of a different role, being the F-22 demonstration team public affairs officer, which we can get into. But that's me in a nutshell. I grew up in Dallas, Texas. Kind of wanted to go to the Air Force Academy ever since I was in freshman year of high school. I just wanted to do something different. I wanted to be challenged a little bit. I wanted to have some fun. And I guess I did all of those things at the academy. It went by really quickly. But one of my biggest goals, Cam, was to find a job in the Air Force that I enjoyed doing, right? There's not too many jobs that I really thought I would enjoy. Obviously, I'm really into photo and video and that type of thing. So landing a public affairs role was a big deal for me because I was able to do the things that I love to do on the weekends for an actual job. So it's been pretty cool.
So what originally got you into filming, video, photo, all that stuff?
Yeah. So I think the very first video I actually sat down and edited, I was a sophomore in high school, and we had a history project or something, and no one on the team wanted to do it, right? So I was like, you know what, I'll take the lead on this. I will edit this video. And I had no idea what I was doing. And I was saying, I think I downloaded iMovie and put some clips together. But I realized I had so much fun doing it because you have to be creative, and I love things that really hone creativity. And so I was able to pick and choose different clips and tell a story out of it. But then, and shifting over to the photography side for a little bit, photography was the thing I was really never into. I mean, I had my iPhone for a long time, and I'd always try to have a dope Instagram and make things look good and, use different filters. But it was about 3 years ago, I bought my first DSLR camera, and I bought it because I wanted to just, again, hone that creativity and find a new hobby of mine, and I wanted a skill that would kind of take me to different places and give my, you know what I'm saying? If you go on vacation somewhere, if you go with a camera, it's going to force you to go to certain places and try to shoot it and document it and get out of your comfort zone a little bit, and that's what photography did for me. So I'm completely self-taught with everything. I mean, YouTube has been pretty much the way I've done everything and learned everything, so shout out to YouTube for sure. But yeah, original inspiration was just to find a way to be creative and do something not everyone was doing. And now obviously a lot of people are doing it, but I'm going to give him shorter answers on the next question. So back to you, Cameron.
That sounds a lot like my journey as well. So you did not originally do photography, and then you got into it because you wanted to get more into videography, or?
Yeah, when you scroll through Instagram or YouTube, which I always loved watching, I watch these people make videos, and I feel like there's two types of people. There's people who watch videos and just enjoy watching the video, and then there's people who watch videos and be like, wow, I want to be that person making these videos. I want to be the person in this video. I want to be the person putting together this stuff. And that was me. Every video I watched on YouTube, it was like, okay, this is cool, the content's cool, but I want to do that also. So in the back of my mind, I always thought that would be, cool things to do. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to get a camera. I'm going to start editing some videos. I'm going to start doing a little bit of vlogging. And then it just became a hobby of mine, and I loved it. I mean, my weekends, there's a good long period of about a year where every single weekend I would be either going out and shooting or sitting and watching tutorials on how to do certain edits with Photoshop and Lightroom and Premiere Pro and that type of thing. And it really just gave me something to do that was fun, also challenged me, and then at the same time really allowed me to almost show off in a way, if that makes sense, because with Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever you name it, you can post things for other people to see. And, it's rewarding to see your hard work get appreciated by other people. It's a cool thing.
So what advice would you give somebody who's trying to get into a career in either photography or a PAO for the military? Or just a content creator,
By no means am I someone who's, super established in the YouTube content creator scene. One thing I think I am really good at, and I'll say this, is the whole social media, especially the Instagram side of things. Knowing how to hone that and do certain posts and videos and edits for certain things. But to answer your question, you just gotta find a way to be unique and stand out. And I know everyone says that, but it's so important. Everyone's trying to everyone thinks they're a photographer now. Everyone thinks they can edit videos. Everyone wants to be a YouTuber. You know this as well. You gotta find a way to be unique. And so for me, recently, it's been, having this F-22 demo team gig. I'm able to get opportunities and experiences and angles and shots and videos that no one else in the world is able to do. And luckily, that just kind of fell onto me. But people think, hey, my life's not exciting enough to be a YouTuber. I don't live in a cool area. I don't live in New York City. I don't live in LA. What am I gonna do? That's something I think you've been good at. To anyone else who's interested, find a way to be creative, to stand out, to be unique. And the sky's the limit there.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Marco, what's up?
Yeah.
Now we got all the cameras in.
We'll meet you there, though. Yeah, are you heading out by yourself, or is anyone else coming? Do you know? Yeah, we'll have to change. We'll meet you there. Don't worry, though. Thank you, sir.
So, Sam.
Yes, Cameron.
You're not going to be at this job forever. And it's kind of, this is like the dream job.
It is. It's crazy.
And I imagine it's tough to have a dream job as your first assignment. But,
people say that a lot, yeah.
But where do you envision yourself going after this and with your career in general?
That's the one good thing about the military is at such a young age, and such a young rank, I'm able to have opportunities that on the outside world and the civilian side would probably take years and years of connections and networking and building up to get there. So for the longest time, I didn't think I'd stay in the military for an entire career. I owe 5 years right now, and I'm at the end of year 1. But it's been so cool, so special, so many opportunities that I could honestly see myself sticking around if I'm able to do things where I'm kind of able to use my talents like I'm doing right now. But yeah, this demo team gig could potentially just be a 1-season thing for me. I might be able to stay on for another season. And after that, the dream next job would be to move to LA and work for the Air Force Entertainment Liaison Office. So if I was hired on for that position, I'd be working with all of the Hollywood movie industries. Anytime they release a movie that needs Air Force assets, such as Captain Marvel that just came out, it'd be me that all these producers and directors are going through to coordinate, to set up shoots, and to work movies. So the people working there now have done cameos with all these different Hollywood movies. There are people in Captain Marvel that work in that office too, just because they're on scene at the right time, right place. So that would be a really cool opportunity for me. But I guess the good answer is just anywhere that the Air Force wants to send me. But I'm really big on, I want people to be able to do things that they're talented at and good at and passionate about. And for me, I love telling the Air Force's story, interacting with thousands of fans, and being able to not only recruit for the Air Force, but also just be creative and take all the awesome things we do in the Air Force, and that's worldwide, and package that in a way that the civilian side can understand and relate to. So whatever that may be, I hope I can do that. And right now it's with the demo team. Maybe the next step is big Air Force, or maybe it's this Hollywood job, or maybe it's not even with the Air Force at all. Maybe it's with a company on the outside, but it's fun, it's exciting, it's challenging, and again, it really helps me be creative, which is cool.
This is amazing. This is such good content right now. Like, I don't even know what to do with myself.
I know. I'm just going to redo it up there because
it's like he was made for it. We might have to redo this later, but we might not. This might be usable. I think it'd be usable because for the first time since Obama's first term, I'm not being a potato.
Yeah, this is good.
It's crazy.
It's fun for me to interview people too. So, one of these days, back in a few months, when you're a successful YouTuber, we'll flip the roles and I'll interview you again. Because that would be a fun job for me, I think, being like a talk show host or something. It's fun.
You'd be good at it.
Just do a podcast or something.
I've actually been thinking about doing podcasts. That would be sick.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
We'd have to get that together for a podcast.
A little podcast.
Be fun.
Mini podcast.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that pretty much does it for the questions today on this very first interview, vlog, podcast.
You need a cool name for it, like Cam's. It starts with a C. Cam's Corner. That's what we'll call it.
Bro, no, bro.
All right, we won't call it that.
We'll figure out the name.
Hopefully they could hear 1% of this.
I
There's
think
a
they
rock
will.
concert going on above us right now.
All right, we'll figure that one out.
Right.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, I think we're running late for a taco date with an F-22 pilot, which is never something you want to be.
No.
So,
All right.
we'll get back.
Peace.
Peace.